Most people trying to set up OpenClaw on a VPS get stuck halfway. Not because it is impossible, but because the process is scattered, confusing, and honestly it is very easy to mess up. So in this video, I have simplified everything into the cleanest step-by-step process from a blank Contabo VPS all the way to a fully working OpenClaw setup with Telegram and your own domain. And to make this even easier, I have also created a complete checklist for you. You will find it in the description and you can literally follow along step by step, ticking off each part as you go so you never lose track. If you just follow that checklist in this video together, you will have this without confusions. So before we jump into the actual setup, let me quickly show you what OpenClaw is and why Contabo is actually one of the best options for this. Contabo VPS are so cheap and high performance that almost no one would want you to know about it. It is the ultimate secret how you can also run high resource web servers for gaming, hosting websites, AI training, hosting LLM models, and much more. Contabo pricing is the biggest deal maker here. When I first saw the pricing 5 years ago, I couldn't believe my eyes, to be honest. And even now, after 5 years, the pricing stays intact and it has not increased much. Without wasting time, let's go ahead and explore Contabo VPS, and after that we will install OpenClaw on that VPS. So guys, in this video we will be installing OpenClaw on Contabo VPS. It is a step-by-step guide, so I have also written a very detailed article on my website and you will find the link to it in the description of this video. I also have the checklist which you can also use to be on the track and not lose any step in the process. You can use my link to buy Contabo VPS by clicking on this button and you can see the Contabo pricing. The base VPS costs you 3.6 euros per month, and for this price you will get 4V CPU cores, 8 GB of RAM, 75 GB NVMe or 150 GB SSD storage, 1 snapshot, 200 Mbits per second port, unlimited traffic. So you can choose the plan based on your needs or how much resources you want on your VPS and what is your workload. Even though Contabo also has a one-click marketplace where you can use the automated OpenClaw installer, however, we will be installing OpenClaw on this VPS fresh and 100% manual. So when you select the plan, you will see all the configuration of the VPS right on the top. Next, you can select your term length for how long you commit to buy the VPS. You can choose monthly, biannual or annual billing. When you choose annual billing, you will get a very decent discount, almost a 20% discount, and on biannual billing you will get a 10% discount. You can choose either one. The next is choosing the region. When you choose the region, you will also pay an extra cost for selected location. While European Union, which gets you 151 ms of latency, is free. So this is the default location that you can choose and you will not be charged any extra penny for the location. Next up, you need to choose the storage type. You can either choose between 400 GB of SSD for free or 800 GB of SSD with 3.85 euros per month extra cost, or 200 GB NVMe for free, or 400 GB NVMe with $3.25 per month extra cost. Next, you choose the image, which is basically the operating system or any automated app. Out of this, in the new apps tab, you can also choose OpenClaw, but for this video we are going to use Ubuntu. When you click Ubuntu, you can also choose any specific Ubuntu version. For now, I will be choosing Ubuntu 24.04. You can also get auto backup for 1.75 euros per month, but for this video I will choose no data protection for now, and I will skip the additional features and go ahead with purchasing the VPS server. But before that, you will also need to set up the admin password for your server. I'm just creating this password for our test server. I might delete this test server later, so it's okay if you can see the password right now, right? And Next, it asks me to final check about the backup solution, whether I want to protect my data by myself or add an auto backup feature. You can choose to protect data by yourself if you want to just test the server, right? Next up, we need to create our account. If you already have one, we just log in and proceed to the payment process. After the payment is done, you will receive your VPS credentials right there in your email inbox. The email will not contain your VPS root password, so make sure you copied your VPS root password earlier while setting up your server, right? From here, we need to copy the server IP address and I will paste it to my text editor. So as you can see, I have my server root IP and server root password already here in my text editor. At this stage, we have completed step 1. So let's check it from the checklist. Next up is logging into our VPS with SSH. So if you're using macOS, you can directly go to your terminal and log into your server with the SSH command in the terminal. I will go to my Contabo dashboard and here I will copy the server IP address. So I basically copied the IP address and in my terminal I pasted SSH root at my IP address. Press enter and it will ask me to continue connecting. I will type yes and press enter and I will be then asked for my root password. Just copy paste your root password and then you are into your server's terminal. Now I can verify where I am by writing pwd, which says I am in my root directory. I can also say who am I and it will tell me that I am root. At this stage, we have successfully logged into our VPS using terminal. Next step is we need to install OpenClaw without onboarding. So we have the command. To get the command, you need to just scroll to the step 3 on this article and then paste it in your terminal. Now, this process was the most lengthy process for me because it took almost 3 to 4 minutes to complete the installation process, right? So it also says installing OpenClaw is done and finalizing setup is done. And it says OpenClaw installed successfully and skipping onboarding because we specifically mentioned no onboard argument in the installation command, right? So that's why it did not start the onboarding process of OpenClaw. Now our step 3 is also done. So let's just mark it done from the checklist. Now we need to get our OpenAI API key from platform.openai.com. To do this, we will first create a project in the OpenAI dashboard. I will name this project Contabo VPS OpenClaw. Creating a new project for any API key makes it much easier for you to manage multiple API keys and manage multiple projects, so that if in any case there is an API key that is compromised, then you can simply revoke those keys, right? I will tell you about that later in this video. Next up, we will go to API keys from the left sidebar menu and create one. Just write any name for your API key, choose the project and click on create secret key. Now you can see your key right here. Just copy it and you can now save it in a secure location. For now, since we are just testing this, we can paste it right here in our text editor. Now we are almost ready to go ahead to the next step. Our step 4 is done. We have got our own API key from OpenAI platform. Now we need to get a Telegram bot token from BotFather. So this is how you get a Telegram bot token. Go to BotFather app in Telegram. You can search for it. Then we need to create a new bot in Telegram. This is how we create it. Just type the name of the bot and choose a username, and then you will see the token, which is blurred right now. Just click on copy token and paste it for now in your text editor. so that we can paste it during the onboarding process, right? So at this stage we also have the Telegram bot token, so we can now run OpenClaw onboard command to start the onboarding. Let's go to our terminal. I will clear the terminal first for now so that we have the clean output. You can see what is happening right here. Just type OpenClaw onboard and it will start the onboarding process. You will be asked to just say yes right now and understand their disclosure, and then choose the quick start setup mode, and then it will ask you to choose a model auth provider. I will choose OpenAI, and now it asks me to whether I want to configure this using an API key or the codex subscription. I will choose OpenAI API key, and then I will paste the OpenAI API key right there and press enter. Now it will show all the available chat models, so I can choose the one I want. I will be choosing GPT 4.1 Nano, and it will be my default chat model for OpenClaw. Next up, you need to choose a channel. You can also skip it for now, but why skip it when we already have the Telegram bot token, right? So choose Telegram, enter Telegram bot token, and paste your Telegram bot token right here. Once you paste it, you will just need to choose your search provider. I will choose DuckDuckGo search for now. It is experimental. Now we can configure skills or not. So I will choose no skills for now, or I can do that later. Now we need to enable hooks. What sort of configuration can we choose? All of them, or we can say no. So by choosing hooks, it will basically remember what we previously wanted to do and will do the same thing if we ask it to do the same thing later on. Something like that. It will start the gateway services next and install the gateway service. And now you have options to hatch your bot. You can either hatch in TUI or open the web UI or do it later. So you can see on the top you also have the gateway token in this URL. Okay, so now we can not copy the token right from here. For now, let's choose hatch in TUI. So this will basically start the text user interface, and here you can talk to your OpenClaw from terminal. I will basically do a few chats, and I can type /exit to terminate this TUI interface. And at this stage I only want to copy my gateway token. So scrolling up, we can see the gateway token is stored in this location. So basically we can cat this file, which means display this file in terminal, and then copy the gateway token. So you will also see your gateway token like this. Just copy it and then paste it in your text editor. Wow, now we have completed step 6 and step 7 altogether. Now let's mark these done from the checklist, and next task is to send start to your Telegram bot to receive the pairing command. So let's go back to our Telegram, click on the username, and you will be then directed to the chat window with your Telegram bot. Now here there is a button which says start, so just click it and it will send /start to the chatbot, and you will then receive back the pairing command and the pairing code as well. So now the next step is very simple. You just copy and paste the same pairing command in your terminal that you got from your Telegram bot. It takes a few seconds to finally approve the Telegram sender, and you will then see approved Telegram sender and the sender code. This is actually working now, and we are ready to test it out now. Now again, we completed the step 8 and step 9 altogether, and OpenAI API is working in OpenClaw and it is live. We can test it by chatting with our Telegram bot. So you can see when I say hi, it responds back with hello, how can I assist you today? I can talk to my chatbot just like we chat with any AI agent. I can ask my OpenClaw agent about which AI model it is using, and ask him to set up a soul file and tell me what it should be calling me and what is the name of my chatbot and blah blah blah. So since we confirmed that OpenClaw is working with Telegram, we can mark this task as done as well in the checklist. And now let's do a few checks. There are the commands you should know about OpenClaw. The first command is OpenClaw Doctor, which will basically confirm if everything working properly or not. And next command is OpenClaw Gateway Status, which will tell you about the gateway status, right? At this stage, we have completed step 12 and 13 altogether. So let's mark this also as done in the checklist. Now we need to access the control UI of OpenClaw. And to do that, we need to first copy the localhost port, and I will paste this somewhere in my text editor. We basically want to test and access the control UI on this address using the SSH tunneling feature. To do that, let's go to step 14 in this article. Simply copy the command and replace the value of your server IP right here. Let me show you how it is done. I will first replace the IP address in my command and then go to my terminal and first clear the terminal so you can see the output very clearly. I copied it and pasted it into my terminal, and then it will be logged in. Actually, I will do this in a new terminal, so I aborted this command in the same terminal and added a new terminal window and pasted the command over there. And it then asks me to provide my server root password. I will copy from the text editor, paste it in this new editor window and press enter, and I will be basically logged in. Now we need to just go to our browser and paste the address localhost port, and when I press enter, it will take me to the OpenClaw control UI. It might also ask you to provide the gateway token, so you will then have to just paste it by copying it from your text editor. So you will also be logged in very easily. And now our step 14 is also done. So let's mark that from the checklist. And at this stage, most of the setup is done. As long as you are okay with accessing the control UI of OpenClaw using SSH tunnel feature, which is secure enough. However, if you want to use your own domain to access this control UI, we need to follow more steps to do that. So let's go to step 15. For this, you will need a domain name. So you can buy a domain name from Hostinger. I will add the link to Hostinger in my video description, so that after you buy the domain name, you should also connect it to Cloudflare. From Cloudflare, you can easily manage the DNS records of this domain. So let's go ahead and implement that step. Simply copy your server IP address and go to your Cloudflare domain and go to DNS. Inside the DNS menu, there are records on the left hand side menu, and here you can see I already have added the DNS record, but let me show you how you will add it. Just click on add record. The DNS record type will be A. The name should be subdomain you want. For example, I want openclaw.mydomain.com, so I will write domain, I will write subdomain, which is OpenClaw, and then I will paste the IP address in the content and uncheck this proxy status toggle and click on save. This is a very simple process to update your DNS records. After you update your DNS records, you should also check it from dnschecker.org. I can simply type in dnschecker.org and my subdomain, which is openclaw.vkapoor.co, and it must be pointing to the server IP address. If it does, we are good to go ahead. I can now safely exit from the SSH tunnel terminal to show you that we are able to access the OpenClaw control UI without SSH tunneling, right? So I will just close this terminal window, and at this stage step 15 is done. So let's mark it completed as well. Then the next step is to install Caddy and configure a reverse proxy and restart Caddy to configure the SSL on the subdomain. So coming back to our terminal where we were already logged in as root to our VPS server, I will just paste the command from my article, which is apt update and apt install -y caddy. This command basically installs Caddy and updates the repository. After it is done, I will clear the terminal and type service Caddy status to see if it is running or not. Once I see that it is active and running, I will press Q to exit from this prompt, and then from my article I will copy the next command, which is for editing the Caddy config file. Now we just need to copy this text from for reverse proxy. I have mentioned the content in this article, so just copy it and paste it right here in the Caddy configuration file. It basically says the subdomain configuration and it reverse proxy is to localhost the OpenClaw port. So you need to change ai.yourdomain.com with your own domain, and now you need to save this configuration file with Control X, then press Y and then press enter to confirm the save. And after saving it, you need to restart Caddy. So before running this command, just wait for 5 to 10 seconds and then use this command systemctl restart Caddy, or you can also type service Caddy restart, but let's stick to the commands we have. At this stage our step 16 is done. Now let's access our domain to see if the OpenClaw control UI opens on this URL or not. As you can see, it does, but it throws an error which says origin not allowed. We basically need to make a few edits in the configuration file of OpenClaw. So let's go ahead and do that in step 17. Copy the command from my article. This is basically the OpenClaw configuration file inside the .openclaw folder. Inside the control UI block, I will add allowed origins and write it this way. I need to just make sure that I have the correct syntax for JSON. Now again, simply use Ctrl X followed by Y and enter to save the configuration file, and then run this command OpenClaw gateway stop, and once it is stopped, then OpenClaw gateway start to restart the gateway basically. Now when I reload my control UI, it now refreshes with a different error which is unauthorized device token mismatch. So we just need to approve the pairing, right? But basically step 17 is done, so let's mark it done as well in the checklist and move to the step 18. In step 18 we just need to type the command OpenClaw devices list, which will show up in the list of devices, right? Here you can see I have 2 pending requests and 2 as paired. So I will basically copy the device request code, scroll down to the terminal and type OpenClaw devices approve and paste the device code right here. And I went back to my browser, refreshed the control UI dashboard, and still throws the same error. Okay, then since we approved one of the devices, we still have one pending pairing request, so I will approve this pending device pairing request as well, the same way we did the first one. So let's do that. So let's also confirm that all devices are paired by typing OpenClaw devices list command in a terminal. Now I see I have 3 devices paired and none showing as pairing. We are good to go ahead and refresh the control UI, and woohoo! We can now see the OpenClaw control UI on the custom domain. And at this stage we have completed the step 18 as well. So let's mark it done as well. And now we can access the OpenClaw dashboard via our custom domain on the HTTPS protocol, which is secure. Let's mark step 19 done as well, and we have completed the full setup of OpenClaw on a Contabo VPS. You can check out the whole control UI of your very own OpenClaw instance. Let's explore the dashboard real quick. So overview will have the server health, usage and session details. Channels show up that Telegram is configured and connected. You can also make changes to the configuration from here. In sessions, you can see your active chat sessions. Usage tab will display the usage statistics. Cron jobs will show you all your automated scheduled tasks. This is very powerful feature, to be honest. And in the agents tab, you can configure your AI agent to use any other chat model from the available ones. Skills is the most important one here. You can enable or disable skills and input the required API keys for them to function and save them to use these skills correctly. And in config, you can configure environment variables to add more chat models API keys as well. So in appearance, you can simply change the way your OpenClaw control UI looks, which is mostly irrelevant for me. So make sure you followed my checklist, and I'm sure you will have your own OpenClaw instance running perfectly fine. To support my efforts, please make sure you use my referral link to buy OpenClaw VPS from Contabo. The link is in the description and in the first comment on this video. So make sure you use that link. And if at any point you feel that you no longer want to use OpenClaw or the API cost is very high, first of all, revoke your OpenAI API key so that you're not charged anymore. And if required, delete the project as well. Then delete your Telegram chatbot as well. And after that, you can cancel your Contabo VPS, right? So yeah, that's the complete OpenClaw setup on a Contabo VPS. And if you followed along, you now have your own AI agent running on Contabo VPS, connected to Telegram and accessible through your own domain. So, and if you're going to set this up by yourself, make sure you use the checklist. I have added the link to it in the description of this video as well. It's literally the same steps we covered in this video, so you can go ahead step by step, tick things off and avoid missing anything in the workflow. Trust me, it makes the whole process way easier. And I have also added the Contabo VPS link below in the description of this video and also on the first comment, so you can also use the same setup I have used in this video. And if you want a more beginner friendly version with a UI based setup, check out my other Hostinger video as well. If this helped you, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll be sharing more setups like this around AI agents, VPS and automation. And I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a great day. Bye bye.